Okay, keep going, please.
Okay, and so another great thing about a PAC is much like a 501(c), it can research and educate. So that means it can advertise, it can put on social media, on print, on online, on whatever medium that's possible to advertise. It can educate people about, independent California, for example, about issues that Californians care about. It can do all kinds of things. So, for example, you could, Hannah mentions this, which is a great concept, is that it can start a news feed, its own news feed, its own California news feed that is uh, that really goes to what Californians care about. And that's not just about California. Yes, it is about California also, but Californians are very open. We're not like most people. We want to know international news. We want to know what's going on in Germany or in Britain about different independence movements, what's going on in Baja California, what's all these issues that Californians would be interested in, that the main media does not represent that at all. It doesn't represent our values just much like Washington doesn't. And so that's huge, just to have a site where Californians can go and check out articles that are related to California, but also to what their interests are about the world, about what's going on with the virus, what's going on with this that pertains to Californians and that's important to them. And Marcus, you mentioned on the video with Hannah, Galvin Newsom, when he stated we are a nation state or something similar to that. Um, in the background, there were no American flags, right? Nobody noticed that, not the media, nobody said anything about it or whatever. That's something that Californians would have enjoyed to see. Hey, our representative is not even putting the US flag because he feels that we are Californians. That's a huge piece of news, as small as it is, but no media will cover that. We will cover that with a PAC. We will look, we will have people looking at every issue and looking just like any YouTube video looks like with a microscope at anything that is pertinent to California. So that's the other thing. But the PAC can do much more than that, and that's going into more details. It can run commercials. It can run commercials, advertising commercial online or on TV or on anything to promote its cause. Okay, which is huge because no 503(c) or 504 can do that. It gives it the power to advertise. So imagine having enough money to put out a campaign for California independence, for example. That's enormous. That it allows us to do that, which we couldn't do that normally. And that's just one of the other things. Um, it can be taken, another huge aspect of this, it can be taken seriously by the media. Why? Because it's a nonprofit organization, but it acts as much more than that. It's not like your typical nonprofit, like our organization, like Yes California or Independent California. It's a nonprofit organization with a serious um, agenda, and whenever it speaks, the media takes it very seriously, and will actually put out articles about it, and that influences people. But not only does it influence people, it influences candidates because they're reading the media, they're seeing that, and they go, "Oh wow, Independent California, wow, they're credible now. They got a PAC, they're credible, they got money, they got funds, they could help me in my campaign, they could do this." And really, their message I agree with. So I'm going to get back and promote. So you have basically a partnership with politicians with a PAC.
Oh, I
That's
love
you.
We got 3 more minutes left. What are the
Okay.
major things left that people got to know to back the PAC?
So you can post news onto media. Basically, it's a funding mechanism to influence politicians and fund their campaigns, which is really about how you're going to get change in the system we're at. And it can support initiatives and advertise them, which is the other way that you can, promote your message. So basically, there's very little a PAC can do. It's not the best for lobbying, but through its media, it's basically doing that. It's not directly lobbying in a way lobbyists would do, which is really unscrupulous in its way, but it has the means to influence, Californians, facts, giving them the politicians that will make a difference. And there is basically nothing negative about a PAC. It's if you want to get something done and in your organizations, in independent, we're talking about independent California, the California independent movement, all our organizations together, um, then we need to come together and fund this PAC and support this PAC. And there is no better way to promote and forward our movement in an exponential way and in a professional way where we're recognized, whereas independent organizations like nonprofit organizations, we have very little power to do that. And we have to realize that whether it's Independent California, yes, California, CNP, all those organizations have very little power to influence the system. The PAC is the way to influence the system. So, as Marcus says, back the PAC.
The
I'm
PAC.
super excited about this. I want to thank Marcus for working with Hannah on this. Marcus is a spokesman. He's not part of that. Hannah did all the groundwork. She's so knowledgeable about the whole thing, and she really took a huge step for our organization. So I want to really thank her. And if you need even more information from Hannah and Marcus, there's a great interview on YouTube that you can go and get even more details. I'm just trying to give you the really the basic um, explanation of what a PAC is, which I really got excited about when I learned and I dove into it deeper. So thank you for listening, everyone.